Okay, so what other games have you played?
Only like Mobile Legends, maybe some Age of Empire games, Command and Conquer games like that.
Okay, so very like top-down games, kind of like League.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
They're called RTS, right? Or am I wrong?
yeah.
RTSs. Okay.
RTS, yeah, that's correct. Yeah,
So the major thing that League shares with RTSs like these is resource management, right? Mainly in the
yeah,
form of gold, but also in mana and HP as well. Those are your resources, okay? Um,
yeah.
so now the major thing that most people don't realize as a resource as well, that's always going up, is experience. And you get experience from killing minions. Okay, so obviously the goal of the game is to kill the Nexus, uh, for both teams, but a lot of people can struggle with understanding how to actually do that. And it all
Okay,
basically is from how you play in your lane. You don't want the enemy to get experience, but you want to get experience. Okay? I'm
yeah,
gonna skip time ahead a bit. Okay. So, as you can see, the minions appear. Now, the main thing for minions is getting gold, but also XP. I want you to notice how when this minion died, I got XP, right?
yeah.
And now look, the more I kill, the more XP I get. So, here is where the key difference comes between somebody who's level 2 and somebody who's level 1. You're gonna see, when I level up to 2, my HP is gonna increase, my damage is gonna increase. I don't know if you
Okay,
noticed. I'll show it to you here. So right now, just look at my damage, right? 77. And then look at
yeah,
my HP. It's 73, 733, right?
yeah.
Um, if you look at my armor, it's 33. But now, if I level up one time, look at what happens. All of them go up. My damage went up.
All right.
Yeah, my armor went up.
You
My
thought it was
HP
only
went up.
with items.
Sorry.
You thought it was only with items, but also when you level up, you're getting more health and.
Yep.
Oh, great. Okay.
Experience also directly makes you stronger. So that's why you can't just ignore minions, right? Because you need experience and gold. They give both. That's why they're so important. So if you were just to like stay here for the whole time, you would literally not get any stronger, right?
No.
Exactly. So now, not only do our stats get stronger, okay, our speed doesn't improve, by the way. Speed always stays the same, except through items.
Yeah.
um Not only do your stats get upgraded, but your abilities also get upgraded. So when I hold shift here, do you see in the damage section it says 45?
Yeah.
So when I level up to level 4, okay, no, I pressed the wrong button. Okay, so I'm level 4 now, okay? Now if I upgrade my Q, it almost doubled the damage, right? It went from 45 damage to 70%, to 70
Oh,
damage.
right. Yeah.
Okay, so experience is not only base stats, but it's literally also upgrading your abilities. And then, do you know when do you get your ultimate?
When you're level 5?
When you're level 6.
Oh, 6.
So this number is actually very important to remember. We should always know that level 6 is when we get our ultimate, because ultimates are a very strong ability most of the time, depending on the champion you play. So, like for my champion, this is what my ultimate will do, right? So it's a very big difference than when I was level 5, because I wouldn't be able to do this, right? Okay. And then now it the more experience you have, the stronger you get. Because now, do you see these dots under each ability? This yellow dot, the three of them.
Yeah, yeah, I do.
So the more I have into them, the stronger they are. So this could go from 95 damage to, let's just level it up. and now it's 145, right?
Better. Yeah.
So basically, the more experience you get, the more damage you have at the very base level, right? So that's just experience now. Now we can talk a bit about gold. It's a very similar concept, but the difference is, look, if I stand here, my mana will increase because look, the minions are dying, but I'm close enough that I'll get experience. Look. See how it's
Oh, I
going up
see.
to 153?
Oh, yeah.
Look, this
Oh, wow.
one
I
will
didn't.
die, and then I get experience. This one will die, and then I get
Okay.
experience. So all I have
Oh,
to
yeah.
do is just be close enough to get experience.
Do you
Okay?
get more experience when you kill it yourself?
Nope, it's the exact same.
Oh, wow. So you only kill them for the gold then?
Exactly, that's correct. So if I kill them right now, I'll get a bit more gold, and then kill this one, get gold, and then so on, right? So now, when we want to use gold, okay, we have to basically make sure that we're not getting random items, right? We don't want to like pick
Yeah.
this up and then pick that up. It needs to be building towards something, right? Um, I'm assuming you don't know who you like playing yet. Is that right? Or do you have an
Yeah,
idea?
I'm playing with a lot of different, and I always use the recommendation to buy items.
Yeah, the recommendation is usually good to follow. Um, just as a new player, but some players who are more experienced will be like, you know what? Just for this particular fight, I wanna go with this item, but it might not be recommended. For as an example. So
Okay. Yeah.
let's get into the items. So when you start the game, you'll have the option of buying anything that you can afford, because you will. I'll just restart the game and show you. You probably noticed it before. Okay. So you'll have the option of buying these items or anything else that you can afford. You could buy this, you could buy that. So generally, what you want to do is just try to follow what it recommends you here and just pick one of these. So right now, the difference is what they tell you. The difference is if you do have to, it does take a bit of time to read them and like remember what they do. But I know that if I want to be just a bit tankier at the beginning, I'll buy this item because it gives me more HP. You can see it says 80 health, right? But
Oh, yeah.
then,
Yeah.
but then let's say I want to have more healing, so I'll buy this instead because it gives me a sword and 3 potions, right? But this one,
Okay.
the other one, it doesn't give me that many potions, it only gives me one, right? And then this is another
Yeah.
option that I could buy as well, right? So there are different options. Um, don't stress yourself over which one you buy. Just pick one out and then get into it. And then as you go through the game, it's very important you try to not miss any farm. We call that CSing. Have you heard that before?
No, no, I did not.
Yep, it's called CSing. Um, so when people are like, do you see this number here? It says 0. So
Yeah.
basically, when people are saying, do you have good CS, they're talking about just that. So right now I killed 2 and 3. And then look, I have 3 CS. It also shows it up here.
Oh,
Right.
I see that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's basically like
Oh, wow.
telling people in the game of how well you're farming, right? Um,
Okay.
and you want to try to maximize how well you're CSing because that means what? What do you think that means?
More XP you get to level up,
Close.
and the
It's
gold
more
you're
gold.
receiving to buy
hmm
items. Yeah.
Just remember, my CS is not representing how much experience I have because we can get experience without even killing. Look, this guy will die, and look at my XP right now. It's 243, and then it goes to 273. See? I didn't, I didn't,
Yeah.
I didn't kill him. He died on its own. So we don't need to kill them at all. Okay. So now the goal is try to get as much gold as you can so that you can buy your items. Okay. So I'm gonna cheat a bit here and add gold. Okay. So now I got a bunch of gold. Okay. And then now we want to go for items that are called mythics. you'll see it titled here. If you want to like change the swap order, you can, or it will also show up in your recommended usually. So boots are always like something you can buy optionally. Most people do, and I recommend that. But you generally want to try to buy your first mythic. So different types of champions will prefer different types of mythics. So for example, my champion, okay, he prefers these kinds that do the most damage, okay? Meanwhile, if you play
Okay.
somebody who is more of a tank, they will prefer one of these because it gives them much tankier stats. Like, look at this one; it gives them 800 HP, right? But
Oh yeah.
it doesn't add to his base damage.
Okay.
So you just wanna like just buy what's recommended and test how the items feel and just like that. That's basically what you need to know for now. And so like let's say I was in lane for a while, okay, and then so I base. This is me basing. When you press B, you go back to the base. And then so I'll quickly shop. Okay, I want these boots and I want this. And let's just say I'm poor. Okay, let's say I only have 400 gold. Okay, so
Yeah. Okay.
so you might see players who will just leave the shop, but the thing is, you can still buy a component, right? So let's say I have 400 gold. Okay, I'll just buy one more sword because I want to come out with the most I can, right? Out of the shop. I want to spend as much as I can. It's not generally a good idea to have too much money because that means all that money is not doing anything, right? Then what's the point of it? So
Yeah.
we need to spend.
And-
So yeah, you don't have to
Okay.
buy items fully. You can buy like, let's say for now I'm thinking of buying this item, but I can't afford it, so I just buy the little component. But later on, like I go and play, and then I come back, and I'm like, wait, I don't really want this anymore. I just want this now, and you'll see it shares the same component. So now I can just
Oh yeah.
yeah, you can buy components for items, and the components are decent too. Like this one gives 40 damage. This one heals me. Stuff like that. So that
Okay.
so yeah, um, the parts of League I cannot teach you, and pretty much no one else can teach you. It's just something you have to experience. Um, so items can be taught, but there are so many I cannot just like start telling you which ones are like what. It would depend on the champion you're playing and even possibly what role you're playing, but just follow what's recommended and you should be okay. The other thing that's really
Okay.
difficult to teach is what champions do. This will be the biggest thing you will need to try to learn on your own, just what champions do. So, like, let's say I'm against somebody, okay, and then like, okay, like imagine I'm the enemy right now, okay? So now when I see
Yeah.
him use this, or like when I see him do this, right? You have
Yeah.
to kind of like over time remember that because each champion has a different ability. And it's important to know these abilities if you want to be able to play around them. So, for example, my W, okay, it's a stun. If I hit somebody with this, they get stunned. So it's
Yeah.
very
Okay.
important that you, as the player, look for that and try to dodge it. So, like if I'm about to get stunned, like I'll do this, and you know, you would step out of the way. So these kinds of things are important to understand, but it's gonna take a long time. You won't be able to do it in one day. One tip I can give you
Okay.
is that when
Yeah.
you finish one match, just pick one champion, okay? Just pick one champion and then look him up.
Yeah.
And just either look up a short YouTube video or just look him up online and just read what his abilities do if you are
Okay.
really interested in making it faster. But I never did that. I didn't do that. I only started doing that when I wanted to know the very specifics of the champion. But in general, I know most of champion's abilities. Um, Okay, now where do we go with this? Okay, so now you basically have like the very fundamental down of how to play lane. It works the same way here. It works the same way top. It's all the same. But then there are two other roles that don't need to, don't do this. Okay, you haven't quite seen them yet. You're level 20, right?
35.
35. Okay, so you've seen jungle, right? Have you? Do you know if you have? Okay, I'll tell you about jungle real quick. So jungle is a different role that uses a very different summoner. And their job is to farm these. They have to CS these. They have to farm these. And this is their way of getting experience and gold. That's what they're doing.
Okay.
So like, if I were a jungler, that's what they're called, I would farm this, I would farm this, I would farm this, and then what I would do, I would come and pick a fight here. It's called ganking.
Okay.
So junglers are basically responsible for making it harder for the other players on the enemy team to play, you could say. And then,
Oh, like it. Yeah.
and then, so now the question might be, okay, the objective is to get a kill on the enemy, right? But then once we get those kills, what do we do? So one thing you can do is get these plates. Do you see these lines?
Yeah.
Each line represents like 200 gold, I believe. I'm probably getting a number wrong, but let's just hit this and then look. Did you see that? I'll show it to you again.
The coin.
Yep, it gave me 175 gold. So each plate is worth 175. If you hit this tower enough, you'll get a lot of gold. Let me see if I can just I'll show it to you one more time. Okay.
Okay.
So basically, like, imagine I killed the enemy, so I come here and I hit the tower, I keep doing that until it goes down to here, and then you'll see it gives me gold. See? 175.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. All towers have these. See?
At every line you get a gold. Okay, yeah.
Yep. So basically, you're punishing them for dying, right? Because them dying is not enough. You need to push that forward. Kind of like, now they're not able to collect resources, right? Because they're dead and they're in spawn. But now, what can you do with that? You can come and collect the plates, or you can press B and go back to the shop to buy something with the gold you have. Or you can come and help and take this, for example, right? This is an objective. Now, when I kill this guy, right? No, and don't get it confused. You don't have to do this. It's just an option, right? There are many options in League of Legends. So, like,
what do you get out of killing this object?
I'll show you in a second. So like, if you're playing down here, you're not expected to come all the way up here, right? Because remember, if the more you stay out of lane, the more gold and experience you're missing, right? So you want to be strategic with that. You want to be very careful about the times you leave. And I'll show you what it does, by the way. I just need to push this real quick. And then I'm going to drop it. And look what it does.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It helps me take the tower.
And you're getting that out of killing that objective you just killed.
Yep. And then look, when I kill the tower, it gives me 400 gold. And now, another objective I could do is either come in... where's the dragon? Where is it? It's, it doesn't want to spawn, apparently.
No.
It's okay, it's okay. So, another objective...
Use it.
So now, another thing I could do is I could either go for this tower, right? But notice how it doesn't have plates? I have to kill it completely first.
Oh, I see. But why is that?
I don't know why. It just is.
Is it on every middle tower, second
Yes,
tower?
yes. Every tower after the first one. But now look, if I kill it, let's see how much gold I get. 500.
Oh, okay.
Yep, it's a lot of gold.
Always welcome.
Yep, I'm gonna restart the game again, and then hopefully we will see a dragon.
Oh, how
Apparently
weird.
not. Okay. One more thing I have to mention about the plates. Okay, they disappear 14 minutes into the game, and they become a normal tower.
Okay.
Yep. So
They have to be
so
quick.
so well, you don't have to force it, right? It's more like if you can do it, sure, do it, but you don't have to force it. So like right now, see how it has the plates?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, after 14 minutes, it will all go away. And then I only get the gold for killing the tower, but not for damaging it, like before.
Okay.
And then basically,
Yeah.
you... Now here's when it comes to objectives, like the Herald that I showed you here, and then like the dragon that would normally spawn here. Now, your job in the beginning is to get as strong as possible you can here, so that later on, when you come here to help fight, you will be strong enough to win this objective. Because usually people will come here and try to get this, both you and the enemy team both want it, right? So you have to fight.
Yeah.
So that's why you want to be as strong as possible so that you win the fight and then you can get the objective. By the
Can
way,
you
if
use
you...
the dragon as well on the field?
Sorry?
The dragon you can use in the field, right, to attack the minions in tower?
Dragons work differently. Dragons give every player in your team a buff if you kill it. And it's like a
Okay.
permanent buff. Different dragon types, they are elemental. So like there's a fire one, there's like a wind one, you know, stuff like that. They give different buffs.
Okay.
Like
Oh,
the
that's
fire
clear.
one gives more damage. The ocean one gives more healing, and so on.
Okay.
A special feature about the dragons though is that this is this might confuse you a bit, but I'll just mention it briefly. Is that after you get 4 dragons, the
Yeah.
fourth dragon gives you like a big buff. So like
Okay.
imagine that I got 4 ocean dragons, okay? So the first 3 will
Yeah.
increase my healing a bit, okay? But the fourth one will give me like a lot of healing, to the point that it would be incredibly difficult for the enemy team to win. Just like because the game is rewarding you for getting so many dragons.
Okay.
But don't
Okay.
worry too much about that because you totally just have to, you know, your job. I would say your job as a new player is to just, you know, experience the game and don't stress about winning, but just more like playing, you know, like just learning what champions do, learning how to
Try
move.
things out.
Sorry,
Try things out a little bit.
I'm not hearing what you're saying.
Oh, sorry. Just trying a little bit out in the game.
Yeah, yeah, just experiencing it because this game is incredibly complicated and trying to move fast with it will not get you anywhere. You really have to be patient with it. Because this is you. I would say that it's it's simple to understand, but there's a lot of things to understand. Okay, so that's why you have to take your time. But not only that, it's incredibly difficult to master. That's something really, really key. Um, any questions so far? We're almost
Oh,
done.
you're very clear. Oh, you're telling it on a good way. I really understand it. Learning a lot of things now. Thank
Yep.
you.